Every once in a while, the impossible becomes improbable. The birth of a new legend.
King Canelo!
Guys, just a quick question. I was actually wondering, I was really curious about it. I want to get your opinions on it. Which fight do you think is bigger? Canelo versus Crawford on Saturday or Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I am kind of fucking around here. But it's a good question, actually, if you think about it. Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Can you actually pick the winner? I know Canelo versus Crawford is hard to pick the winner. People are actually looking at the size of Canelo and they'll be like, oh, Canelo is 21 pounds heavier than Crawford. But isn't it the same thing with Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis? I'm kind of kidding, guys. Obviously, the fights are not on the same level. Jake Paul is never going to be able to sell as much as Canelo and Crawford. Let's talk about Canelo and Crawford, actually. So Canelo Crawford, I've thought a lot about this fight. It's still very hard to actually predict a winner in this fight. They're doing great work with the press conferences, by the way. Dana White is doing amazing. He's the one promoting the fight. And then the shit talk during the press conference is amazing. And Canelo pushed Crawford during one of the events. So yeah, they're really selling the fight. What's going to happen in the fight? It's a hard one. Crawford said he's not going to take a step back, which makes me think there's going to be a war. I don't know if that's going to be true, though. Crawford said he's not going to take a step back. But the thing is, when he's going to be fighting Canelo in the middle of the ring, Crawford's last fight was a 147 pounds against Errol Spence. And now he's fighting Canelo, who is used to fighting at 168 pounds. It's the first time Crawford is fighting at 168. Canelo has been fighting at 168 for a while. He's felt heavier punches. And Canelo is now one of the guys who's taking a step back. You've seen Canelo lose against Floyd Mayweather, but that was a different case. Floyd is a counter striker. Canelo was the one pressing the action throughout the whole time. He was trying to chase Floyd. Floyd was, at times, he was mocking him. It was also easier to do it during that time because Canelo was only 23 years old. And the fight was actually at 155 pounds. Floyd, being 155 pounds, had the advantage at that weight because Canelo, even though he was a bigger guy, Canelo had to lose weight to actually fight Floyd at that weight, right? So maybe he was not at his best and he was only 23 years old. Now Canelo is much bigger and Canelo is much more smarter. He's got way more experience, so it's going to be very hard for Crawford. One thing I would say, Crawford's probably a faster guy. Footwork-wise, Canelo is pretty flat-footed sometimes. Like, I've seen fighters, when he's fighting guys who are like good at moving around with the footwork, Canelo struggles sometimes, right? But Triple G in the second and third fight, the reason he was able to actually win the fights, the second fight was kind of controversial because Triple G doesn't have a fast footwork. Also, the last fight was when Triple G was like 40 years old, so he was not even able to press the action, right? So there's two ways to beat Canelo. One way is like you have really fast footwork when you can make him move around and you make him miss a lot. The second way is you are actually strong enough, big enough, have enough balance where you can actually press him backwards. And Triple G was able to do that in the first fight. And he had a great action because the thing is, Canelo is going to hit you. If you're pressing the action, Canelo is going to hit you. He's a very beautiful counter striker. And Canelo's got power in his hands. Canelo's got the chin of a rock as well. He's never been dropped. So that's the thing Crawford's going to be able to, he's going to have to deal with. Do I think Crawford's going to be able to just stand in the ring and bang with Canelo? I don't think that's going to be a good option. He might actually try this. I've seen like he looks quite big, but I think he's going to struggle with this. Once he feels the power of Canelo, it's going to be hard for him. He's going to have to take the step back. Crawford, although I think his jab, he's got a very beautiful snapping jab. He does a jab cross and then uppercut combination. I think he's going to be able to catch Canelo with like a few of them. Canelo is more like a slip sort of fighter. He does like slip and rolls. Crawford is more like a block fighter. And what he needs to do is needs to punish Canelo. So every time Canelo actually hits him with a combination, Crawford's got to punish him back right after that. Boo, boo, boo. Block shot, block shot. That's what he's got to do. And we're going to find out. I mean, Crawford's definitely, he's got good hands. He's got power in his hands as well. He's not a one-shot knockout artist. So I don't see him knocking Canelo out, because if he's not knocking people out with one shot at 147, then 168 is going to be a hard one. And we've seen Canelo actually knocking people out. We've seen Canelo with the way he knocked out Amir Khan. He's got a couple of other nice knockouts. So Canelo is known for being like a big puncher. We're gonna see how size plays out in this one. I do think Crawford has a chance. I want to see how fast he is at 168. Does he get tired at 168? It's a different weight class. But if he can actually keep the same speed, Crawford does have a chance. He can score the points. He can win on points. I do think Crawford is naturally a better boxer. If you're just talking about technique, he's very hard to hit. He's very hard to hit. There are a couple of questions. Is he going to be able to take the shot from Canelo Alvarez? Because Canelo is going to be able to catch him. At least like a few times he's going to be able to catch him. He's going to do the body shots and all of this stuff. So let's see what happens. I think Crawford's got to do some body shots as well, because it's hard to drop Canelo with like the headshots. So maybe go to the body, work on the body, and see what happens. And yeah, I'm excited about this fight. If I have to pick one, I'm going to go with Canelo Alvarez. And I'm actually going to go with like a late finish. Maybe like a 10th round or 11th round finish. I think size is going to play in this one. Canelo is just going to be a bit too much. He's going to be able to trap Crawford. He's going to land some nice punches, and it's going to be hard for Crawford. But let's see. Crawford might surprise me. He's an undefeated guy. He's done tremendous things in the sport. So I want to see what happens. And he's coming with a great passion. It doesn't look like he want to take a step back. So hopefully it's going to be an amazing fight. And let's see what happens.